Welcome to St. Francis High School and tonight's Monsignor Martin League showdown between the host Red Raiders and the CANISIUS Crusaders. Well, Tom, this is a matchup that will decide the top seed in the Monsignor Martin postseason. And this is kind of the game where it's got a little bit of everything that you could possibly ask for.
This is like the game of the year. This is what we've been waiting for, right, in Western New York. We've been waiting for these two teams to match up. They're considered two of the top teams in Western New York. There's no doubt right now we got a special game in front of us. Now it's just waiting to play it out in the field. We've been waiting now weeks. We've been talking about it. We've covered a couple St. Francis games. No doubt we got the big one. Here we are.
And we've seen CANISIUS, too, as they are tossing the coin at midfield. That's CANISIUS in the white. Looks like they have white numbers on white jerseys, so that'll make it interesting. St. Francis on the near side of the field, nearest to us, black jerseys and red numbers. The officials tonight game Mike Binkowski, and he said that looks like CANISIUS or St. Francis is going to receive the opening kickoff. Well, let's see exactly how this. I think I had that backwards. See what Mike says.
So as they're doing this, Stu, we're playing the Western New York special shout-outs right now that parents get the opportunity to shout out to their kids right now. We're giving them their special announcements as they're kind of going through early. So I just wanted to explain what everybody was seeing on the screen.
Well, the officials for tonight's game, Mike Binkowski is the referee, Joe Argenteri the umpire, Kevin Dale the linesman, Tony Scansuzo is the line judge, and Josh Huber is the back judge. So I had a great conversation with the officials before the game. You and I talked to each coach. You get the sense that as much as these coaches might want to try to downplay it, they're just as excited as any of us, really.
No, and listen, no doubt. How can you not get excited for a St. Francis Canisius matchup? You have to. You're talking about rivalry week, and this is the way to finish off rivalry week right here.
So Canisius will kick off.
Number 80, Alec Reynolds.
Alec Reynolds will kick off.
You'll see those at a couple times during the game. We're going to play those out. So we just wanted to get a quick explanation as to what everybody is looking for. And you're sometimes even going to see some down in the scrolling as the scores go through. There'll be some special messaging from parents in the scrolling also.
Well, there's the kick taken by Clark. He bobbles it, picks it up at the 10, comes to the near side looking for a block, tries to get outside. He can't do it. And St. Francis will start inside their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. So we're underway here at St. Francis, the Gaelic Family Athletic Center to our left. This, of course, is the Polian Family Field, named after, of course, Bill Polian and his family. All his sons played high school football here at St. Francis. So did Steve Tasker's kids. A number of the Bills' kids played here. And, of course, a number of Bills' kids played at Canisius, too. So 1st and 10. Otremba takes the pass, throws, incomplete on the far side. It'll be 2nd and 10. Tom, I was kind of talking before the, just so everybody knows, Tom and I are talking to everybody before a game on the field. And I think I've decided that no one really plays defense anymore. The sport's become all about offense.
That's not what St. Francis is going to tell you.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Because I think that's what St. Francis has prided itself on so far this season.
Okay, that's fair. Well, and for their sake, I hope they can play some defense. 2nd and 10, Otremba hands it off, and decent gain, but it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Okay, so we're going to be flat out honest with everyone before this gets going, okay? These Canisius numbers are going to be hard to see, okay? It's white on white is what these numbers are. So we're going to do our best to pick up these numbers, but we may not pick up all these numbers, and we want you to understand this is white on white is what we're seeing for numbers.
So it's 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard game for St. Francis. First possession of the game, still scoreless, early first quarter. In fact, 11-11 on the clock. Otremba back to pass. He throws down the near sideline. Caught. Nice catch out to midfield and spun to the ground. Looks like number 29, Ryan Lawrence.
The freshman coming up big in the St. Francis Canisius game.
We've seen a lot of that this year,
we've
haven't
seen
we?
it all over. We just saw it in the game we just did Cheektowaga Maryville earlier today. The youth around Western New York playing big, and there you are. The freshman comes up and supports his team to get the first down.
So 1st and 10, St. Francis. Their ball spotted right at the 50-yard line. Otremba going to keep it himself, coming to the near side, and he's knocked out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 7. Otremba's come a long way since the spring, taking all the snaps. Jerry Smith was talking about the relationship he had with his dad, the offensive coordinator, and how that works well because both have just a great attitude about it. Jerry was saying, and you would really relate to this because you're a dad of 3 boys and you coach them in all these different sports. He was just saying what a great relationship they have, and that's why it works.
But again, it's a growth. They knew last year was going to be, growing, him learning, him understanding the offense, and look at where he's come now.
Otremba back to pass, throws, caught on the near side to Clark, battling hard for yards, takes a big hit. He's a little bit short of the first down close to the Canisius 42-yard line.
So early on, we expected probably St. Francis to try to come out and run the ball with Kidd, right? They're going the opposite way right now, passing with Otremba, really starting to open up that offense. And what could happen is if he keeps being successful throwing the ball, watch, this offensive line is tough for St. Francis and could open up the gaps and make it easier for Kidd.
3rd and 2 for the Red Raiders. Otremba back to pass. He throws, and it's incomplete on the near side. Intended for Kainan Ulanga. And that'll bring up a 4th down. And they're at that spot, which is a very interesting spot on the field. And more we're seeing teams go for it on 4th down,
especially
which
in
I
this
expect
area.
here.
Yep.
So 4th and 2 now for the Red Raiders.
So, Stu, this is the 3rd game we've done right now for St. Francis, right? This may be the one drive, the most I've seen Otremba throw the ball in a drive.
Yeah, no doubt. But that kind of goes with the territory of the growth, too, because the trust to throw the ball. 4th and 2 from the 43-yard line for St. Francis. Otremba under center. He will hand it off and barreling forward for the first down.
That was Scott.
Jimmy Scott, who was not here the last time you and I did a game here. So first and 10 for St. Francis at the Canisius 39-yard line.
You'll see Scott run the ball in short yardage right? You'll see him goal line things. You'll see him come in those short packages right there because you don't want to use him all the time because you need him as a defensive specialist at the same time.
He's a Pitt commit. Here's Otremba. He's going to take off and run. He's got a first down. He slides forward. It'll be 1st and 10 St. Francis inside the 30-yard line. Scott, of course, a Pitt commit. And is coming off an injury. The last time we were here, he was wearing a boot on his left leg. I think it was his left leg. 1st and 10 St. Francis. Ball spotted at the Canisius 31-yard line. The end of the quarter, we'll be hearing from John Simon. He's down on the field. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince. Heidi Gunther is here with us, as is Jake Hartford and Russ Battaglia. And there's a handoff and spun around after a very short gain is Clark. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
And for those of you who didn't see, John Simon and Francis Beck did a great job on the Section 6 preview show before it started. They did it right from the end zone here at St. Francis. Take a peek at that later on. You get a chance, a lot of great content, and you're going to actually hear some big predictions, some bold predictions on that show. Take a listen to that.
All right, 3rd and 1 now for the Red Raiders. Otremba in the shotgun. And running straight up the middle and getting the first down and then some is Kidd. And that's a first down for St. Francis. They got a real nice drive going here. Started way back at about their own 10-yard line, and now they're inside the 25-yard line of Canisius.
Stu, how about that hole right there that opened up in the middle for Kidd? That gets done because of the offensive line. Great push right there by St. Francis to get that first down.
1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Tremba is going to keep it himself, and he's brought down, hung onto the ball. Maybe a 2-yard gain there. Bring up second down. St. Francis driving toward the Gasich Family Athletic Center, if you're familiar with the field.
A nice drive right now. You look really at the clock, right? We're going to be coming up on 5 minutes already on this drive. St. Francis doing the right thing, controlling the tempo early of the clock, controlling the game, and doing it by the ground and by the air.
2nd and 7 here. Three wide receivers to the near side of the field. Tremba back to pass, and now he rolls to the right, and he is brought down for a loss back close to the 30-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and long. He rolled to the right, and the Crusaders defense caught up to him. They flushed him out and brought him down. Takes the ball all the way back to about the 30-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down.
Loss about 6 on the play.
6-yard loss on the play, and they've got to get inside the 15 for a 1st down. Already converted 1 4th down. 3rd and 16, already converted 1 4th down on the drive. Tremba back to pass. Under pressure, throws off the hands of a receiver. That was Kidd, incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th and 16.
Boy, Canisius sniffed out that screen really well right there. Did you see that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, they really did stop the screen. That's normally a big play right there, but does a good job of stopping it.
Is there a flag on the play? Because I see the officials huddling, which usually indicates there is a flag. I didn't see a flag. Oh, holding. Oh, against Canisius. Oh, and that will move the ball forward.
Will not be an automatic 1st down. This is not like the NFL right here. So you see it'll be a 10-yard penalty. Will remain 3rd and 5 right here. Not an automatic 1st down. Or 3rd and 6, in that range.
3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders. It's a lot better than 4th and 16.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big penalty right there.
Ball at about the 19-yard line. Tremba back to pass. He throws toward the corner of the end zone. Intercepted in the corner of the end zone.
Wow.
What a great play to pick that off by the Canisius defender. And that's the first turnover of the game, and that great drive comes to an end with a turnover. But the defensive back went up and just took the ball away. Canisius starts their offense at about they're inside the 5. Great interception.
Really is. And I was wondering if he was going to get in bounds, right? It was that quick. But you saw that was actually a play that was a timing play right there. They were trying to hit his receiver on a timing play. Great job by the defensive back right there.
Baker, the quarterback, takes the snap, throws on the far side. Incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Baker's pass incomplete.
So we've seen Canisius 3 times. And
St. Francis 3 times.
Both, actually, because I did 2 games with Paul Catrona, and I did a game with you against Maritime. And as you had predicted, Maritime really came on, and we saw them last week. So 2nd and 10 for Canisius. Scoreless 1st quarter. St. Francis with a fabulous drive until it ended on the interception. Baker throws, caught and tackled immediately after catching the ball.
Was number 2 on the reception for Canisius, Antonio Morgan.
You could actually see the number.
I did.
Wow. You had a lot of carrots today. So it's 3rd and long for the Crusaders. They're inside their own 5-yard line. Now, one thing that makes Baker interesting is he can run, too. He can throw it and he can run it. Shotgun snap, standing on his 1-yard line. Back to pass. He throws. Incomplete. Knocked away nicely by the St. Francis defensive back. and Canisius goes 3 and out. So this is starting to be the kind of game we expected.
Yeah, knocked down by Aaron Roseborough, the cornerback sophomore right there. So again, the underclassmen coming up big early for St. Francis.
So Canisius will punt it away.
This is going to be really good field position right here for St. Francis too.
And Canisius is punting from the back of their end zone, the very back, standing. There's the snap. Put a big rush on. They get the kick away. It'll be caught at the 40 and taken down and thrown back to about the 47-yard line. So Canisius did a great job of covering that kick. No return, really. And it'll be 1st and 10 St. Francis as the Red Raiders offense will get back onto the field.
And that on the stop there was Mike Doctor right there, who came in on the stop for Canisius. Boy, that could have been like another 10 yards right there. Doctor gets right to him. Give him credit. I thought they covered that one beautifully right there.
Mike Doctor of the really well-known Doctor family. They've got a great legacy in Western New York and Western New York football. All right, 1st and 10 for St. Francis. Inside their Canisius 45-yard line. And there's a handoff and some good hard running for about 7 yards by Kidd. And it'll be 2nd and maybe 4 yards. 2nd and 7, actually. I gave them a few too many. Good hard run,
if they control the clock like they did in the first drive right there, you could be talking about they take this into the second quarter as a possibility, and you'd be taking one set of downs for Canisius in the first quarter.
And what did you say about St. Francis priding themselves on defense? Well, that first series, 3 and out. And there's a handoff to Kidd, barreling forward. He's short of the first down, but he's got about 4 yards maybe, so it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4 for the Red Raiders. Clark comes back into the game as Roseborough comes out. And Lawrence comes back in. Ryan Lawrence, who caught a pass for our 1st down on that first drive.
You're liking those black on red numbers, aren't you?
A lot better than the white on white, I'll tell you that.
You know I had to egg you on there still.
Yes, and I don't need any egging on. Here's Otremba to throw. Caught. 1st down. Good catch there. Good throw. And it's a 1st down. Ryan Lawrence on the reception. So St. Francis has not had any trouble moving the ball all day today.
But moving the ball is one thing. Now it's time to put it in the end zone, right? You can't keep having long, sustained drives and not put points on the board. And remember, they got a kicker that can go deep, too. They can kick field goals here for St. Francis.
And there's a handoff, and that's Clark. He's got about 5 or 6 yards. No, that was Kidd, excuse me.
On the tackle there was number 30 for Canisius. That is Alexander Manka, the outside linebacker, the senior, 6 foot, 195-pounder.
Well, they'll call that a 2-yard gain and make it 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 24-yard line of Canisius. St. Francis driving. Their first drive ended in an interception, but it's been all St. Francis in terms of plays run in the first quarter. Canisius has run only 3. And there's a handoff to Kidd, and he barrels forward. We'll see where they spot the ball. Good gain there by Kidd.
Kidd with the carry.
On the tackle there was number 32 for Canisius, Braden Vandenberg, the middle linebacker, the senior, 6 foot, 220-pounder.
3rd and 2 for the Red Raiders. 2:15 to go, first quarter, still scoreless. Otremba hands it off, and barreling forward is Kidd.
Kidd, the ball carrier.
And we'll see where they spot it. Looks like we might get a measurement here. Mike Binkowski calling for that.
Timeout for measurement.
Yeah, they're going to a timeout for a measurement. What do you say we take a quick break, a quick timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
So St. Francis is just short of the first down. They measured, and it will be 4th down and about 6 inches. So we'll see what Jerry Smith has up his sleeve here. Pretty close, just a little bit short. 2 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. The clock stopped for the measurement. And the St. Francis team still huddled up on the near sideline, and now they come out.
It looks like they're bringing Scott in. I think they're going to try to go right to Scott right here. Short yardage. Remember we said we see him on short yardage plays.
So Otrembo will go under center here.
But look at this too, Stu. You got Clark behind him. Do you use Smith as a lead? I mean, you use Scott as a lead blocker right here, right? So that he can actually open up a hole to help Clark get there.
Or you could take a quarterback sneak. And he will, oh, great defensive play by Canisius. They stuff Scott, and they take over on downs. Well, it looked like Canisius knew what was coming, and it's 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. He had no chance. The second he had the ball, he was hit. Big defense. That's 2 huge defensive plays by Canisius.
Big time right there. Defense steps up. Like you said earlier, right now, both these teams priding themselves on defense. There's no doubt about it. Both come up big. Canisius now 2 big stops right here, almost, and both times in the red zone.
1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Baker takes the handoff. He throws, passes incomplete off the hands of the wide receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10. So Canisius, I think they've run 4 plays and have thrown the ball on all 4.
That there was intended for number 16, Josh Fillion, the wide receiver, the senior 6'1", 195-pounder.
So it's 2nd and 10 now for Baker and the Crusaders. 1:46 to go in the quarter. We're still scoreless. At the end of the quarter, we'll be hearing from John Simon down on the field. Baker is going to keep it himself, comes to the near side and is buried after a short gain. And we get a little trash talking there, Tom?
Looked like it could have been.
Be very careful what you say and your body language, too.
It looked like the stop there was number 22, Connor Miller, for St. Francis.
So now it's 3rd down for the Crusaders. Canisius, late in the first quarter, still does not have a first down. This looks like about 3rd and 7. Baker back to pass. He throws, caught for a first down and then some, out to about the 35-yard line. And it looked for a minute, we got an injured Canisius player.
That was Mike Doctor who actually received that.
And Doctor's a little slow to get up, and he'll get up and kind of walk with a little help toward the sideline. So it's 1st and 10 Crusaders. That's a Canisius first down of the game here with 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. Canisius has had 2 great defensive plays, both in the red zone, an interception on the far side to end the Red Raiders' first drive, and a 4th down stop where they stuffed Jimmy Scott. 1st and 10 from the Crusaders at their own 35-yard line. Baker barks out the signals, awaits the snap, And he will hand it off, and there's really not a lot of running room there for Kareem Hathcock. So it'll be second down, and that might finish the first quarter. I want to remind everybody to stick around. At the end of the quarter, we're going to hear from John Simon. We'll see if the Crusaders get another play off here. 10 seconds, no gain on that one. 4. And will Baker get the snap? Well, he gets the snap off. He's going to throw it. And he's under pressure, and down he goes. The Red Raiders sack him, and maybe the Crusaders wish they hadn't run that last play. He's pushed way back. Big loss on the play. Back all the way inside the 25-yard line. Big sack, and that'll bring up 3rd and long and bring the first quarter to an end. So we'll send it down. Right, so at the end of one quarter, it is St. Francis nothing, Canisius nothing. We'll take a quick break. As you see the crowd here.
Well, it looks like we're gonna get John here to talk.
So you can see the
getting ready for the start of the second quarter here at St. Francis. Right now, 0-0 tie between the Red Raiders and the Crusaders. A big part of why it's a tie right now, the Canisius student section bringing the energy here at St. Francis. The Canisius defense right now is giving the Crusaders the momentum. 2 big stops in the red zone in the first quarter. Interception inside the 5. Turnover on downs inside the 20. Offense is driving right now. Canisius looking to get the first score of the game here on the road. Let's send it back up to Tom and Stu for the start of the second quarter.
All right, thank you, John. We're set for the second quarter here, and Canisius starts with a 3rd and long. They have to get all the way out to their own 45-yard line from about their 26-yard line for a first down. Now Baker back to pass. He throws. It's caught on the near side and tackled almost immediately. A very, very short gain.
It was Roddick Miller right there on the reception, the running back for Canisius.
So you could actually read that number. Wow,
Yep.
I'll tell you, you got good eyes, my friend. That'll bring up 4th down. We'll get a punt from Canisius.
I'll tell you, I'd love to hear from John. If we can find out. I want him to talk about what was he seeing defensively down there on the field.
So here comes the punt for Canisius. The Crusaders' offense. Not yet. Oh, they looked like he was going to fake it. There's the punt. It'll bounce and is dropped. The ball's muffed. And the ball is loose. And I think Canisius might have that.
No, I think St. Francis got it on the next one. It came out again.
Well, then St. Francis dodges a bullet there. Yes, it's St. Francis ball. So it'll be 1st and 10, Red Raiders. They have moved the ball, but that Canisius defense has risen to the occasion every time. The Crusaders have been unable to get any sustained offense. It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis at their own 24-yard line.
Boy, wow, what a defensive game so far.
I wasn't expecting this.
Well, I mean, you really did. You knew both these defenses have playing well. They're playing some of the top teams in the country right now, in the Northeast right now, and you can see they're stepping up defensive with every one of them.
Otremba throws, and the pass is off the hands of Logan Reska, and it's incomplete. Be 2nd down. Ball was right there. Logan will normally haul that one in.
Yeah, he's been one of their big receivers. He really has. We've seen it in the multiple games that we've done already, that he will be somebody they will go to and rely on.
2nd and 10 now for St. Francis. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 at the top of your screen. St. Francis has come out throwing. And they run the ball, just like I said. And a good run out close to a 1st down. And it'll be 2nd down. Kidd on the run.
Ricardo Kidd with the carry.
Be 3rd down. Just shy of a 1st down.
No, they gave it to him.
They did give it
yeah,
to him.
he just signaled the 1st down right there.
All right. 1st down for St. Francis. So we'll have a new set of downs as they line of scrimmage is the St. Francis 35-yard line.
You can hear the fans getting into it, I'll tell you that.
1st and 10. And there's a handoff and going nowhere that time is Kidd. They got that one snuffed out. It'll be 2nd and long. Loss of about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Hamilton getting the tackle in the backfield for a loss. Be 2nd and 13.
2nd down and 13.
At halftime, John and Tom will be interviewing Jerry Smith and Brian Gorman, so stay tuned for that. Second and 13 for the Red Raiders. Tremba throws and dropped. Clark dropped that one, and he was fortunate it was not one of those passes behind the line of scrimmage.
He called it incomplete already. Relax.
So it'll be 3rd down and 13.
As we notice, the fans are just as riled up as the players are right now.
Now that was close, but it was called incomplete immediately.
Yep. And you
it
know,
was.
You could see he turned just quick enough, right, to be able to take his take his eye off that, trying to see the open green grass that he was going to take off to.
Otremba back to pass. Runs to the far side. He throws. Caught. And it's a 1st down and then some all the way down to the CANISIUS 44-yard line. Clark hauls it in, and it's a 1st down for the Red Raiders. So another 1st down for St. Francis as they continue moving the ball. They have moved the ball well tonight.
Between the 20s.
Yep.
They have done fantastic so far. That's where they're winning the game. They've got to be able to put something in.
And Kidd spinning away from tacklers. He's got another 1st down and then some. So 1st and 10, St. Francis. They're at the CANISIUS 30-yard line. And there's a handoff, and that time Kidd gets about 5 or 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And it looked like the first one in on the tackle there was Hathcock for Canisius.
2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. St. Francis driving again. Otremba throws. Caught down inside, right about the 10-yard line. Reska. He didn't drop this one. That time he made the catch. 1st and goal for St. Francis. And this is where they've stumbled on the 2 previous drives.
On the red zone, right? This is where the only thing that you've seen right now where St. Francis has struggled. Can they put their first one in? Scott comes in right now. So they're going to go with Scott as one of the running backs. Let's see what else they got going.
They've had a really nice mix of runs and passes.
Kidd, Clark, and Scott all in there.
Handoff goes to the first running back through, and he barrels forward all the way down inside the 5.
That was Kidd right there.
Ricardo Kidd, who had a huge day last time you and I were here.
Yep. So Kidd, you saw, was the first one lined up to the right. You had to the left, you had Scott, and then behind you had Clark. So you almost wonder one of these. I'm expecting right now, what I would love to see is if you hand this one off to Clark, I would use the lead blocker as Scott. That opens up something.
Handoff. Touchdown. So St. Francis takes a 6-0 lead on the 2nd and goal play. And I believe that was Scott.
No, it was Kidd.
It was Kidd.
Yep.
All right. Well, either way, it's a touchdown for St. Francis.
And you know what? We're going to try the replay right here. See if the replay. And unfortunately, we apologize it didn't go. So, but it was Kidd that went in first right there and took that one in for the touchdown.
And there's Kidd a little bit late getting back on the field for the extra point. Otremba the holder. And the kick is no good. So it'll remain 6-0. with 7:11 to play in the second quarter. It is St. Francis 6, Canisius nothing. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
Six to nothing lead for St. Francis midway through the second quarter here. Big difference on that scoring drive for the Red Raiders. Execution inside the red zone. Last time you saw me, I talked about Canisius' defense getting big stops inside the 20. This time on this last drive, Steve Otremba Jr. getting a couple big completions from his receivers. Drops were some problems early on as well. So they get some big catches, get a couple nice runs in the red zone. Cardo kid punches in from a few yards out. 6 to nothing lead now for St. Francis. Need some help from the defense as well before they get to halftime. Back up to Tom and Stu.
All right, thank you, John. Nowak set to kick off. It's a high, short kick. It'll bounce at the 45, and just as the up man got it, he got plastered. So it'll be 1st and 10 Canisius. This is their best field position of the day at about their own 38-yard line. Big hit there, Tom.
Yeah, that was by number 51, Hayden Marling on that one. He's one of the big linebackers. There's a flag that's been thrown on the field. Way far, looking towards just on about the 47-yard line. There's a flag sitting right there.
Well, let's see what Mike Binkowski says the flag is for.
That's
on
unsportsmanlike
St. Francis,
conduct.
Unsportsmanlike, yep. Wonder what happened. Didn't see anything that looked unsportsmanlike.
It was far on the side. It may have been something we didn't see because it was on the other side over there, right? So you don't know what happened. And but listen, I'm just looking at that hit. Give Marling some credit, but that was a hit. That was a special teams hit by one of your linebackers right there.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 45, the St. Francis 45 for Canisius. And now we get whistles. And
we're going to see
timeout by St. Francis. All right, let's take a quick timeout. It's 6-0 St. Francis, 7:11 to play in the second quarter. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics. First and 10 for Canisius. High snap. Baker pulls it down, throws. It's caught, and breaking tackles on the far side, and the ball comes out. The ball is out. Let's see who's got it. The ball apparently went out of bounds, so Canisius will hold on to the possession.
That was Antonio Morgan there on the catch for Canisius. But, boy, this is a big answer, right? St. Francis scores, and already a big play there by Canisius with a chance to go in and take the lead, right? All they need is the extra point.
Well, and how did the drive start with a penalty?
Don't they always?
Right? Baker hands it off, and there's not a lot of room there for Thomas. And it'll be second down. Crusaders trying to answer the Red Raiders' first score of the game, 6-0 St. Francis.
I actually think that was Hathcock on that run. So sorry, yeah, I know, Stu, it's so hard with the numbers. Trying to help you out there just so if I pick something up. I'm trying to use cameras, what I see. I'm trying to use all the things we got right now to tell who it is.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Baker alone in the backfield. Snap goes off his hands, bouncing around loose on the turf. He picks it up. The ball comes out again. And I think that time, let's see, St. Francis might have that. Oh, they called him down. Well, Baker had it go off his hands. Looked like he fell on it. The ball came out again, and they called him. That's a big, huge break for Canisius there.
Wow, I couldn't tell if he had possession of it is what I couldn't tell, Stu. Did you think he had possession of it?
I'm no referee, but no.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked. It looked like there was no, he didn't have possession of it, which is why I think you're seeing the crowd get so upset over it.
3rd and 25 from about the 28-yard line. A bad break there for Baker. The ball went off his hands. Could have been worse. St. Francis could have recovered that ball. Now Baker back to pass. Got time. He throws toward the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, overthrown, out of bounds. And that'll bring up 4th and long for the Crusaders. Well, let's see. They have a kicker, Alec Reynolds, who's got a good leg. Both these teams, of course, have good kickers. 6:02 to play. Second quarter, 6-0 St. Francis. And we'll see what the Crusaders do here on 4th and about 26 to go for a first down. Looks like Alec Reynolds is going to come on and try to kick a 46-yard field goal.
46-yard attempt.
Listen, Canisius has always been known for its field goal kickers, right? This doesn't surprise me at all.
Kick is up, it's on its way, and it's going to be short. No good. So St. Francis holds on to the 6-0 lead, and they get the pretty good field position to start the drive with. 6-0, and that drive, much like St. Francis's first drive, started with great promise and just ended on an error. The snap was off Baker's hands.
But listen, positive, right? You got to take something positive, right? It's the first real drive they've had where they really were able to move the ball right there. Remember, the first drives for St. Francis that they didn't move the ball, they couldn't get into the red zone, into the end zone. So look at the positive right there, and it's still a 6-0 game.
So Canisius gets a sideline warning. 1st and 10 at the St. Francis 20 for the Red Raiders. So we'll see what Jerry Smith has cooked up here on this drive. And there's a handoff, and not a lot of room to run that time. Ricardo Kidd on the carry. Maybe he lost a yard.
No gain.
Or didn't gain any either, so it's 2nd and 10.
And it looked like on the stop, I think it's number 1, right? Is Daryl Hamilton, right? They've listed, is that 5'10", 255?
Yeah, that could be him.
That's who I think it is, was on the stop on that one.
And I think you're right that time. We've seen him in action before on both sides of the ball. Otremba throws incomplete, almost intercepted. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
A good stop, and it looked like that was Hitchcock on that one right there on the stop. Or Hathcock, I apologize. That was Hathcock right there who jumped in.
Number 5.
Yep.
This is 3rd down for St. Francis. Just the one score so far. A Ricardo Kidd touchdown for the Red Raiders. Once again, remind everybody, stick around at halftime. John Simon and Tom Prince will interview the head coaches. Here's Otremba, back to pass. Rolling to the near side. He throws deep downfield, incomplete. Great effort there, and just did not connect.
Boy, they're letting them go there. I thought there was a lot of contact right there. No doubt they're letting them play out there.
That one was intended for Jeremiah Neely, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So this is the first punt right now of St. Francis, correct?
Yeah, well, they were stopped on downs,
right.
and
stopped
they
on
had
downs,
an interception.
I mean, and a touchdown. So this is the first time they're going to punt so far.
I believe that's Thomas back at his own 45-yard line. Nowak, the punter. High snap. He pulls it down, gets the kick away. High kick. It'll bounce at the 50, and Thomas will let that one roll. And it'll be down at about the 34-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis, or for Canisius, trailing 6-0. Good punt there. Really good punt. So Canisius will start at about their own 33-yard line. And once again, the St. Francis defense will be tested. Canisius offense not operating anywhere near the efficiency we've seen from them in other games this season. There's a lot to do with the St. Francis defense. Here's Baker, throws, caught on the far side, breaking a few tackles and getting out close to the 1st down. Was that Thomas?
Baker's pass complete.
As you can tell, we're having a little bit of trouble seeing the numbers. It's a 9-yard game, it's 2nd and 1. It's been kind of an ongoing issue all year with like 3 teams that we've done games with. Jersey numbers that are just impossible to see. And there's a handoff and going up the middle, and it looks like they've got the 1st down. It's awfully close. Yeah, it's a 1st down, says Mike Binkowski.
First down.
So it's 1st and 10 for Canisius.
Looks like we had a down player on the field. No, he just got up. Okay.
I hate when that happens. And hopefully he's all right as he heads back to the bench. A couple of players getting tangled up. 1st and 10 for Canisius at their own 45-yard line. Now Baker back to pass, throws, caught on the near side and being shoved out of bounds and thrown to the turf after making that catch.
Morgan with the reception.
Is Antonio Morgan, and he's having a pretty big day for Canisius already. It's about the 3rd time we've called his number, such as we can see it. Gotta laugh at that. So it's 2nd down here. 3:15 to play, 1st half, 6-0 Red Raiders. And now it's Canisius driving toward the Gasick Family Center. This is Baker. He's going to keep it. And he takes a big hit, very close to a 1st down. I think he might be a little short, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a little short, so this will be a 3rd and short for the Crusaders. Baker took a big pop on that one.
Yep, I think it was Balam Miller right there in the tackle, number 50, the 6'4", 260-pounder.
3rd and short. Baker's going to keep it himself. He's got the 1st down and then some. Comes to the near sideline and is shoved out of bounds. Oh, an extra shove there out of bounds by Clark, and I don't think they threw any flags there, but he was clearly out of bounds, Tom, when he shoved him.
Yeah, Baker did not like that one as Baker looked too. Like I said, remember when I told you early on, they're letting them play a little bit, right? This is some of the stuff. They are absolutely letting these guys play.
Well, I wonder if they would have thrown the flag if that play was on the other side of the field. Because he was clearly, from here anyway, it looked like he was clearly out of bounds. I mean, but no call, so I guess he wasn't, right? 1st and 10.
You're hearing the boos right now. You hear that?
Yes, here's Baker. He throws, caught over the middle.
Oh, it
The
came
ball
out.
came out. St. Francis says they have it. They're saying
saying
it was
he's down. They're
He's
saying he's
down.
down,
So again, another huge break for Canisius. And if this were the NFL, they would say, was it actually a catch?
Right. Well, they also have the benefit of
replay
and minuscule replaying and everything else, and look at it every play, slide by slide, play by play. I mean, we're never going to see that.
No. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Here's Baker, throws toward the far corner, incomplete, overthrown. That's the same corner they tried to go on the first drive where the pass was picked off.
And same type of play. It was a timing play. Did you see that where he tries to throw to a spot for a timing spot, and both teams defending it really well. Canisius, maybe you could say, defended a little bit better because they got the interception, right? But both teams, just the defense today has been unbelievable.
Some pretty big hits on both sides, too. 2nd and 10 here for the Crusaders at about the 16 or 17-yard line of St. Francis. And there's a run in the far side, and that's about a 5 or 6 yard gain. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Miller with the carry. Gain of about 4, brings up
3rd and 6 for Canisius. Baker back to pass, rolls to the right. There's a flag, so whatever that is most likely coming back.
Yeah, that's a hold. You can see it. Yep, right away, quick hold call.
Yep. So that will make it 3rd and a bit longer.
Stu, watch this. Look where the flag's thrown, right at the 20. They're going to get 10 yards from that spot, right? This is going to go out to like the 31-yard line is where this is going to go.
And they have to get to, it looks like, about the 9-yard line to get a 1st down as the officials mark off the penalty. That's one of those.
Look at that right there. See, 31-yard line. So that is, when you think about it, theoretically, what? About a 14, 15-yard penalty right there.
Well, it went from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 26? A lot longer. They got to get inside the 10-yard line. So it's 3rd down. Now Baker back to pass. It's a screen. It's caught and snuffed out immediately. A great defensive effort by St. Francis. Baker completed the pass.
And that was Nate Henrik right there on the stop.
Great stop, and that'll bring up 4th down from the 30-yard line. A gain of 1 on that. That was some great defense. Boy, St. Francis's defense has been tremendous.
And I think right now you'll see Canisius here take a timeout. I think they're going to let this go down as far as they can, but they're trying to absolutely run this clock out.
Well, remember, the winner of this gets the top seed in the Monsignor Martin playoffs. 23 seconds and counting to go here in the first half. It's 6-0 St. Francis. Been a defensive struggle. And there they stop the clock with the timeout by Canisius. Timeout on the field. 6-0 St. Francis. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let's take a real quick break, and we'll be right back. Alec Reynolds comes on to try what will be a 48-yard field goal. His first attempt from about 47 yards. Now we have another timeout on the field. This time it's called by St. Francis. He missed his first kick, which was about a 46-yarder. It fell a little bit short, but he'll get a chance apparently at a 48-yarder, Tom. So Canisius trying to get some points on the board before the end of the half.
And tell you, if they went in with 6-3, right, they'd probably be looking at this as a positive right now for the team and some momentum even towards their side right there.
Absolutely. It's been that kind of game. I mean, you never know when an extra point is missed, how it's going to impact the game. And unfortunately for the Red Raiders, they missed the extra point when they scored the only touchdown of the game. So I totally agree. The 3 points would be huge at halftime. And think about it, that's a long, long kick. That would be a big lift, too.
Absolutely, no doubt. So just to give everyone an idea what's going to happen here at halftime. So when halftime hits, right away we're going to go to the field, and John Simon's going to interview Coach Gorman from Canisius right at the 50-yard line. We're going to get a chance to talk to him right away. We'll then go to a quick break. Then we'll have our halftime show where I'm going to join John down on the field. John and I will do a halftime show, and then just at the 3-minute mark when they come back out on the field, Coach is going to, and then John Simon is going to talk to Coach Smith at that time, so we'll get a chance to talk to everybody so everybody understands what the progression will be throughout halftime.
So Reynolds gets sets to try the 48-yard field goal, and we got a whistle. Now what?
Another
timeout. That's back-to-back-to-back timeouts. 2 for Canisius, 1 for St. Francis. Wow. Well, that's exciting that we're doing that halftime show, Tom, between you and John and the coaches. And I hope everybody enjoyed the pregame show with John.
John and Francis back in the please, if you haven't seen it, go back and take a look because they really go through the Section 6 playoff scenario. They even give some of their predictions out there. It's a great show, but you really want to see what's going to happen right now for the playoffs. They covered everything from Class AA right down to D, and you can hear everything in every class.
So do their predictions line up with yours?
Because
nobody picks games like you, Tom. Come on. Don't be modest.
I know. Well, no, I'm never going to say. I think John did kind of pick some underdogs out there, and I think he does a good job right there. I totally understand why he picked some of the underdogs, but we'll see. I'm sure on Wednesday when Frank Wolf and I do our show, I'm sure Frank's going to toss some predictions, and we're going to try to figure out some stuff too.
Well, let's see what's going on here. It doesn't look like they're not going to try that 48-yard field goal. This looks like your basic Hail Mary.
Or they're going to run it just to try to run the clock out.
Here's Baker. He's going to throw the Hail Mary deep down the far side. Incomplete, just overthrown. Intended on the far side. Well, they seem to like throwing to that corner of the end zone. It was incomplete. So I wonder if Reynolds went to them and said, because of whatever, a little bit out of my range. Nobody will never really know that, but they decided to throw the ball toward the corner of the end zone, and it was incomplete. Now, going back to your point about...
Or you wonder if there was some sort of fake involved, and they were waiting to see what the defense looked like to do some sort of fake.
Well, that would explain all the timeouts. But to your point, what a huge lift they would have gotten had he made the 48-yard field goal, which is why I really thought they were going to try it. Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis. See if they just kneel down. And Otrumba takes the snap. No kneel down. Hands it off and spinning forward and gaining about 7 yards is Kidd. And that will bring the first half to a close. At halftime, it is Canisius 6, St. Francis nothing. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics. We're going to go down.
We're going to go. They're going to set right now up. As you see John Simon right now going to get Coach Gorman right now. He's going to meet him right out on the field.
That is John walking at the 25-yard line.
Yep, so we're getting him right now as we're getting Coach out. So.
Well, it was an interesting half, a very defensive half. Started with a St. Francis drive and an interception in the end zone. And then St. Francis also stopped them on downs. And finally, St. Francis was able to punch one in. Ricardo Kidd, a short touchdown run.
Number once again is 586.
So to keep Canisius off the scoreboard for the entire half, has been an impressive performance by St. Francis's defense.
Listen, both defenses have been impressive so far, right? You really got to give it to both sides because outside, remember, St. Francis went down in the red zone twice, right? And Canisius comes up with stops down in the red zone. So you got to give that defense credit too. I'm telling you, we got a great one right here. So we're going to kick it right down here to the field as we go to John Simon.
Halftime here at St. Francis, 6-0 lead for the Red Raiders over to the visiting Canisius Crusaders here with Coach Gorman from Canisius. Coach, close first half, 6-0 score right now. Your defense has kind of picked you guys up so far. What's been working so far on that side? How have you guys been able to scout that St. Francis offense so well?
You know, it's a lot of film study, but they're playing a great game, credit to them, and we knew this is what it would come down to. When you have the two best teams in Western New York playing, this is the type of show that you'll get. So we just got to kind of make some adjustments, get better field position, and hope to get better opportunities.
On the offensive side, what kind of adjustments do you think are going to need to be made? Haven't broken through on the scoreboard yet, but it seemed like they were catching more rhythm as the first half went on there.
I think we'll continue to work, put the ball in our quarterback's hands, let him make decisions based off his RPO reads, and go from there. Because we're able to move the ball. We just got a holding penalty that got us back there. I felt at the end there we were kind of able to break a hole, and hopefully we'll be able to open that up and attack it.
Get the ball to start the third quarter here. You'll be on the receiving end of the kick. Looking forward to the first drive of the offense. What do you just hope to get out of it? Obviously points, but other than that.
We want to win first down. Our objective every week as an offense is to win first down. And when you win first down, you can create opportunities, whether it's second and short or second and intermediate. So right now, we just want to win first down and start moving some chains.
Great, Coach. Thanks. Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. We'll take a quick break. Be right back for more halftime updates with Tom Prince and I here on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to wnyimmediatecare.com for more information.
Senior Martin large school division matchup right now. The home squad leading the visiting Canisius Crusaders 6-0. John Simon alongside Tom Prince on the broadcast tonight, and it's been a dogfight as we expected, just probably not as high scoring as we anticipated in the first half.
These defenses are for real, right? Both these teams have gone against some of the best teams in the Northeast, right? They've done it from Massachusetts, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And what have they done, if you've looked at? Held a lot of those teams to not very many points. Mm-hmm. You knew these defenses were real. Now they're getting a chance to come back home and go head-to-head. No doubt this was going to be a defensive battle, and we're seeing just that right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, Canisius' defense played a great first quarter. Basically got 2 turnovers. If you count this turnover on downs as a stop, in my eyes, it's a turnover. So they give up the touchdown though midway through the second quarter, but they bounce back. Really now, it's just to see if that Canisius offense can pick them up a little bit. Good chance for them to get some momentum back on their side as they get the ball to start the third quarter.
And, John, both those stops in the red zone, too, to boot, right? So those were big stops in the red zone right there. And then you see St. Francis, the third time goes down with a great drive and then used the right people in the right red zone package right there to turn it into points for them. No doubt this is big here. It really is. What I saw is the biggest difference so far that I've seen for St. Francis. They are using the air more than we've probably seen them in any of their games so far this year. No doubt Otremba's throwing the ball. No doubt they're having success throwing the ball. That's been the key so far for St. Francis, I'll tell you that. And I think we're going to see, you talking to Coach, I think we're going to see Baker run the ball a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, we certainly might. And I was going to say, with the low score, though, certainly hasn't taken the energy out of the place. Packed house tonight at St. Francis. It's a blackout for the Franny's crowd, the visiting Canisius fans in the all-white. Saw the student section earlier from the Crusaders. They were loud. We'll check in with the St. Francis students before the fourth quarter. But, I mean, this is the atmosphere that we like to see. Saturday night lights, 2 of the best teams, if not the 2 best teams in all of Western New York, private school, public school aside. Big matchup, defensive stalemate right now. We'll see if it gets a little bit more, scoring here in the second half.
Here's the question: will that mixed extra point come back to again St. Francis? Is going to be the question.
That could be a big thing in how the second half plays out.
John, how many games have you and I done, John, where it's been special teams had been the reason for a win or loss in the game? And the question will be is whether this will be the same thing here.
Well, yeah, I mean, Canisius coach too said field position is going to be a big thing. So even if your offenses don't get going, punting, field position, special teams going to play into this as well. But got some time before the third quarter, about 3 minutes left. We'll let Tom get back up to the booth, and we'll be back for more second half action coming up here on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Here with Coach Smith from St. Francis, just about 2 minutes before the start of the second half. Coach, 6-0 lead for your squad going into the third quarter. Defensive stalemate right now. I mean, what did it take for you guys to finally break through that tough Canisius defense in the first half?
Well, our offensive line came off the ball a little better, and we started running the ball really hard, made a couple nice quick passes on that, and execution. That's basically what it all comes down to, execution.
Now, you guys obviously were able to keep them off the scoreboard in the first half, but their offense started to get some rhythm in the end of the second quarter. What adjustments are you looking to make as we start the third here?
Well, they sped up their tempo a little bit, right? And we just kind of took a little time to adjust to it, but we eventually did. And they made a couple mistakes. This game is a big game, so I think whoever makes the least amount of mistakes is going to come out on top right now.
Last one for you, this first possession of the second half. Canisius going to get the ball to start here. Is it more simple than get a stop and let the offense go from there? Or is there more to this game plan going into the third quarter?
Yeah, we got to still, never know what's going to happen during the course of the game. I mean, obviously we're going to try to stop them. Hopefully we get good field position, get a couple first downs. It's going to be a battle of field position, you know what I mean? Because they can move the ball a little bit, so can we. And whoever has short field is going to capitalize.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. Both St. Francis and Canisius said it. Tom and I mentioned as well, field position going to be a big key here in the second half. We'll take another quick break. Third quarter coming up with Stu and Tom here on Western New York Athletics.
Second half just about to start. Great job by John Simon and Tom Prince. Thank you, Tom. Down there on the field, we've got a big crew here tonight. Francis Beck was here earlier. Tom's here. Heidi Gunther's here. Jacob Harford is here. And, of course, Russ Battaglia. So St. Francis gets the ball, or Canisius gets the ball to start the second half. And they will be attacking the end zone going away from the Gaelic Family Center.
All right, Stu, the hardest part to that was battling the crowd to actually get out there in the field.
Well, that's a really good thing. That's good. That means we're getting a little bit closer to complete normalcy since the pandemic started.
So, well, watch this, okay? See the gap right now? Look at the gap right here between the line sitting here at the 45. They're going to move back now. But it was almost like you wonder, see this gap? Look to see if St. Francis tries to put the ball right in this gap.
Well, Nowak set to kick off. And there it is, just like you called it. Kicked it right into the gap.
Look at this, they got it.
They got the ball. It's St. Francis ball. Perfectly executed kickoff by the Red Raiders.
So that's the second I've seen 94, and that is Quintel Turner for St. Francis.
Well, it's 1st and 10 St. Francis as they come out and kind of catch Canisius napping a little bit there. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at their own, or at the Canisius 35-yard line. So a huge play to start the second half for St. Francis. Tremba takes the snap, hands it off to Kidd, and Kidd runs into some heavy traffic and is shoved back. A short gain there. They'll give him forward progress, maybe a yard or two, and it'll be second down.
Still can't stress it enough. Special teams will win you or lose you games all the time in high school sports, and that right there shows that is a huge play and a momentum shift right there again for St. Francis.
So second down for the Red Raiders after the 1 yard gain by Kidd, 2nd and 9. Six 0 Red Raiders. Otremba throws, caught by Reska. He's got a first down. He's gang tackled. A lot of pushing and shoving going on there. He's still on his feet, pushing the pile, and is finally brought down at about the 22-yard line. First down for the Red Raiders. Logan Reska pulling that one in, and just a great effort keeping those legs moving.
To the youth out there at Western New York that are watching this, right? Learn from that. No doubt. Always keep those legs moving. You will gain extra yards every single time that you go ahead and do that.
Otremba hands it off to Kidd, comes to the near side, and is shoved out of bounds at about the, we'll call it the 17 or 18-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down play. Interesting start to the second half. St. Francis with a short kickoff, and they recovered it. It was just like they drew it up. It was perfectly executed. Couldn't have executed that any better. And now they have the ball on that drive deep in the Canisius end of the field. Second down. And the handoff goes to Kidd, and he's got a little bit of running room. He'll bring up a third down.
Kidd with the carry.
And this is where both teams have kind of run into a wall except for the one drive deep in the red zone.
Gain of 3, 3rd and 6.
You can hear Mike Sporsky doing a great job on the PA here at St. Francis. 3rd down and 6. Just for the record, Mike says even with field glasses, it's still tough to read those Canisius numbers.
He's got binoculars, everything over. You can see, and it is that hard.
So all these high school teams in Western New York in Section 6 and 5, fix those numbers, please. And there's another run. Good hard running there. The ball might have come out. The battle. Wow, they're shoving them back. My goodness. You can see this is big time hitting here.
Kidd the ball carry.
Kidd on the carry.
Got an injury right there.
This brings up a 4th down apparently. And they're going to send their kicker out, Luke Nowak, to try and put 3 points on the board. And we got whistles. And a timeout is taken by Canisius. Timeout on the field. 8:36 to play in the third quarter. St. Francis leading 6-0. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
So Nowak on to try the field goal on 4th and 2 on a crisp, clear autumn night. The snap, the put down, the kick, it's up and no good. So St. Francis misses the field goal. They had a great drive start after that play on the opening kickoff. And
hold on.
Got a
there was a
flag
penalty.
here?
There was a flag.
Well, let's see.
The flag in a play.
Let's see which way it goes.
It went toward. They pointed towards Canisius.
Wow.
I didn't see what it was though.
Well, let's see. They're moving the ball forward, and that will likely give St. Francis a first down. Running into the kicker, and that'll give St. Francis a first down. Huge penalty there. How about that?
That's
Costly
a 5-yard.
mistake.
It's a 5-yard penalty, is what that is. But that will give them the first down, as they were in the 5 yards right there.
Well, it was 4th and 2, and that'll make it 4th and goal from about the 8-yard line. A huge break for St. Francis. And we'll see what the Red Raiders do here. And going straight up the middle, and touchdown, St. Francis. Ricardo Kidd, and it's a 12-0 lead for the Red Raiders. So that play on the opening kickoff of the second half pays off in 6 points and a very uncharacteristic and costly penalty by the Canisius Crusaders. Kidd gets his second touchdown of the night. Great drive there, and when you start at the opponent's 45-yard line, that's what you have to do, is cash in on that one.
Wow, what a job right there. St. Francis capitalizes on the mistake. Stu, how many times do you talk about it, right? Mistakes, you got to overcome them. They can't happen, especially in a big game like this. Wow, what do you say for that one right there? Is the play right after that, St. Francis capitalizes.
So now St. Francis takes a timeout. Maybe they're discussing if they want to kick the extra point or go for 2. I would think you would go for 2 here, but then again, it's already a 2-score game.
Yeah, exactly. Is it too early to think that? You know, there's so many different thought processes right now. Or do you see something, though, that you want to take advantage and go for it?
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Smith does here. The St. Francis defense has throttled the Canisius offense pretty much most of the night, and from what you and John were talking about at halftime with both coaches, you get the sense that we're going to have the ball in Tyler Baker's hands more often. That's what I would think. That's what I read into that. And that'll be interesting because now they're going to be down at the very worst 12-0, so a 2-score game.
But it's still way early in this game, right? 8:27 left still in the third quarter. We got a long ways to go. So.
Well, the flip side of that, though, is St. Francis is pretty much shut down almost everything, really. They've done a great job, and they're coming out, and looks like they are going to go for 2 here. Otremba going to try and take it himself, and it looks like he's stopped short. So the score will remain 12-0 St. Francis.
And it looked like it was Aiden Mecca, one of the kids on the stop right there, one of the players on the stop there for Canisius. But big stop, right? So far, at least on the 2-point conversion, the extra points, right? Special teams, that's where Canisius has come up big and had some big stops. And you wonder, does that come into play later in this game is going to be the big question.
And now, no matter what they do now, they've already planted the seed. They can try that short kickoff if they want to, and it works. So it's something else for Canisius to think about at the very least. I doubt they do it back-to-back times, but you just never know.
But I'll tell you, boy, that would be tough to see. But I'll tell you, you know where I saw it back-to-back times? When Medina played Akron, we saw that same exact play twice happen right in a row. So we can't say it's not going to happen.
So St. Francis will kick off. Nowak will kick off. This is one of those games where both teams have really good kickers, and yet neither kicker's really been a factor in this game.
Yeah.
Yet. Got to add that yet. And there goes the flag bearer for St. Francis on their side of the field.
And I think we're going to see John Simon go towards that student section here at the end of the third quarter. So it may get loud here at the end of the third quarter.
Nowak set to kick off. 8:27 to go, third quarter, 12-0 St. Francis. And that's another high short kick, and this time it's caught by the Canisius player at the Crusaders' 45-yard line.
He fair caught that too. Did you see that?
Yes,
that was
I did, as a matter of fact.
Brett Papke. Good job as he actually calls for the fair catch. So, in other words, you can't hit him right there as he called for that. Good job of that.
Well, fool me once, you're not going to fool me twice.
But that didn't go anywhere near as far as the first one did either.
No, the first one was dropped perfectly in between.
In that gap, right? Remember
perfect.
We talked about that gap that was out there.
Yep, it was perfect. So 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, trailing 12-0 at their own 45-yard line, their first possession of the second half.
Hey, with no Bills game tomorrow, this is it right here. Right? Come on. This is it, Western New York. You're getting the big football right now. We got all the news stations over there. Look at that. We got Harry Skull out there. I got Miggy Rodriguez out there. I got Mark Adair out there. I got the character athlete of the awards after this. We got everything here still.
Well, I will say those last 3 media guys you mentioned, they're at every game, everywhere, all the time. 1st and 10. Baker awaits the shotgun snap. And he rolls to the far side. He throws, and it's caught. And it'll be a first down. And I hate to say it, but I couldn't see any number on who caught that. Antonio Morgan again. Thank you, Mike. It's about the 4th time we've heard Morgan's name called. 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders at the St. Francis 42-yard line. Baker back to pass, throws to the near side, caught on the near side, and brought down after a short gain. Antonio Morgan again, I think.
No, I think it was Josh Fillion is who that one was.
Number 16, okay.
Josh Fillion with the catch.
16, so that will bring up a second down. So it looks like Canisius is coming out throwing here. It's back-to-back pass plays. And there's a handoff, and after a short gain, looks like Hathcock or Thomas is brought down, and that was going to be Kareem Hathcock. A short gain there, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Crusaders at the St. Francis 38-yard line.
Again, Hayden Marling on the stop right there. We called his name a couple times too, having a big game defensively right there.
Empty backfield for Baker. Back to pass. He throws on the far side, almost intercepted. Knocked down, and it's an incomplete pass. Great play on the far side. It'll bring up 4th down. Aaron Roseborough, the big pass breakup on the far side. And Canisius will go for it here on 4th down.
I think he read touchdown on that one, right? You wonder if he saw too much grass in front of him right there, as they say.
Well, there certainly was plenty of it, right? 4th down here for the Crusaders. And we get a whistle and a timeout. This time it's St. Francis taking the timeout. Great play there by Roseborough on the far side. And had he been able to hang on to that, boy, there sure was an awful lot of real estate.
You wonder if that would have been a big difference changer right there if he comes up with that.
Well, it's a huge, even though we still have more than 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, feels like it's a huge 4th down coming here.
Yeah.
I mean, St. Francis has had the answer for everything that Canisius has done tonight.
You know, listen, I've talked about it multiple times coming into this. This defense is legit. Like, we just watched them go against that Erie team, right?
Yes.
The St. Francis team.
Yes.
Put a goose egg up on the board and did it without one of its top defensive players.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Scott.
Absolutely. So you knew that they're going to come out there, and now you're going to add Jimmy Scott into the mix? You knew defensively this was going to be a team that was going to be someone you were going to have to deal with, and it was not going to be easy to move the ball today.
Wondering how this game might affect Connolly Cup candidacy. We got a number of guys who've been nominated a couple of times, at least. So we'll see how that plays out, too. Got to get my obligatory Connolly Cup plug in. Those guys do a lot of hard work.
We got a bunch of them here. You see the purple coats on
They're
the
all
sideline,
here.
too.
They're all here. 4th down for Canisius. Baker trying to make something happen for his team. Takes the shotgun snap. He throws. It's caught, but there's a flag. Looks like he's got a first down, but there's a flag that came out immediately that might be interference on Canisius.
Pass was complete.
Let's see. I don't know if he got the first down or not. It's awfully close.
It was completed to number 3, Mike Doctor, on that one, too.
Pass interference on Canisius. It's declined, and it's a first down for St. Francis, as once again the Red Raiders defense has the answer. Impressive performance by the Red Raiders defense continues. You see Hayden Marling raising his helmet, trying to get the crowd going, and some of the Red Raiders players trying to get the crowd going even more. Huge 4th down here. Penalty decline, still a little short of the first down, and now the Red Raiders take over.
Boy, this could be a big drive right here, right? To go
huge.
up by 3 possessions right here would be really big right now for the St. Francis team. Boy, they got Scott in now already. See that?
Yep, Otremba hands it off, and busting through there is Scott. And he's got about 8 yards. It'll be second down in about 2 or 3. Good
he was
run
on
there.
a mission on that one. You saw he bursted into the hole on that one with a great burst of speed and really was like, hey, stop me on this one.
Now it looks like he's going to stay in. Maybe a big part of this series. Jerry Smith obviously knowing how huge this series is. Want to take advantage of the emotional lift of the 4th down stop. Otremba under center. And there's the handoff, and not getting the first down, getting stopped, thrown back by the defense.
He's close,
Scott
though.
again. He is
Boy,
close.
he's real. Look at that. They're going to move that right up to it. He may be like a half yard short.
Be 3rd down and very close to a first down.
Gain of a yard.
And 1 yard gain, a hard-earned yard. So St. Francis doing a good job mixing up the plays with Otremba taking shotgun snaps and going under center. Kidd, Scott, and Clark all in the backfield. And there's the handoff, and very close to the first down.
If you look the outside, they gave it to him.
First down for St. Francis. Kidd with the carry that time. And, you know, not only is this a huge drive in terms of the score, but the clock, too. Because now we're getting late into the 3rd quarter. Less than 5 minutes to play. 1st and 10 for St. Francis at their own 44-yard line. They lead this one 12-0. Otremba goes back under center. He throws down the far sideline, overthrown. There's a flag on the far side. Pass is incomplete.
And that's deep. That's more like an interference type pass where that's thrown. See how deep that is? The flag?
Well, it was on the far side. Looked like it was in the close to the offensive backfield.
You wonder if there was a hold right here.
Well, we'll
on
see.
On the defense.
Holding? Yep, good call, Tom. You sure you weren't a referee at some point in your life? So that'll move the ball forward. Now Canisius has had a tough night offensively, and they've had a couple of huge penalties that have really, really hurt them. Very uncharacteristic. That'll move the ball all the way down to the Canisius 46-yard line and it'll be a first down for St. Francis. The drive continues. The clock continues to run. Aaron Roseborough and Logan Reska going in motions, kind of switching sides there. Otremba in the shotgun, fakes the pass, puts the ball down and runs. He's got some running room. He's got a first down, and he's close to the Canisius 30-yard line.
Give Otremba credit on pulling that one back. That may have been blocked if he throws that, right? Or something bad happened. He brings it back in, goes with it right up the gut right there. First down, that's on Otremba. Great decision-making right there by him.
This is far and away the best I've seen Otremba play. He's continued to get better. If you want to go back all the way to last spring, well, look how far he's come in really a short time. He's played great so far tonight. And it's 1st and 10 at about the 33-yard line of Canisius for the Red Raiders. 3:45 to play and counting in the third quarter. And there's a flag, delay of game, and that'll go against St. Francis. It'll back them up 5 yards. Clark comes back into the game for St. Francis. Roseboro comes out. And they come back to the line of scrimmage now. 1st and 15. And a run and a very short gain, if any. That'll bring up 2nd down. And the clock has stopped. I don't see any flat. Now the clock continues to run. 2nd down.
No gain. 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15 for the Red Raiders. Otremba back to pass. Rolls to the far side. He throws. There's a flag and incomplete down the far sideline.
Pass is incomplete. There is a
flag on the far side.
Yeah,
Close to the offensive backfield, and it's holding, and it'll go against St. Francis. So now,
oh, Stu, look where that flag is right there. Look
it's
at
going to
how
back them up a lot. Is what you're saying.
This is going to be a big penalty. It really is.
Yeah, that flag came out early. It was thrown with a no doubt type attitude by the official.
And see, look at this. It's 10 yards from that spot right there.
Yep, that'll take them all the way back to the other side of the 50-yard line. They're way back on their side of the 50 at their own 46-yard line, and they have to get to about the 24-yard line of Canisius for our first down. And you never know which one of these plays could be the one that could just flip the old momentum switch. This is huge for Canisius if they can get a stop here.
You know, Stu, I wish this would be a rule they would look at. I really do, because I think it absolutely kills chances in some cases. You know what I mean?
Here's Otremba, and down he goes. Did a good job hanging on to the ball that time. I understand your point. And, you know, the rules are always kind of evolving, and maybe they will look at that one. And it's a 2-yard loss. 3rd down. And a whole lot of real estate to go to get a first down. They're at their own 45.
That stop right there, Stu, was number 30 for Canisius. We've called his name Alexander Menka. We've called him a couple times today, and he came up big on that one.
So until this series, the last couple of plays, St. Francis has done a really good job of moving the ball forward throughout the game. Not so much the last couple of plays. Costly penalties. Here's Otremba. And down he goes again. Now he's taken down all the way back at about the St. Francis 30-yard line. A huge play there by the Crusaders. Was that Manka again?
No.
Brings up 4th down.
It was either number 75, Colin Smith, and I couldn't see who the 50s were, but I know Colin Smith was in there.
So now St. Francis will punt from their own 20-yard line. Thomas, the deep man, to return the punt. St. Francis getting a player on the field in a big hurry there. Zachary Jerome getting onto the field. There's the snap, the kick. It's a high kick. It'll bounce, and we'll get a St. Francis roll. It'll roll inside the Canisius 30-yard line, where the Crusaders will have it 1st and 10 at about their own 26-yard line. Well, that was a drive that started out with great promise and went the wrong way from a St. Francis standpoint.
But, Stu, you know, to go back to that that penalty. And we see it, this isn't just the one game I'm pointing it out, right? But you can see a hold costing you 15, 20 yards in some cases, right? Like, you don't see that. There's a reason why I think you don't see that in the NFL. You'd never be able to overcome it, and very rarely will you be able to. I definitely would like to see that looked at somewhat as a penalty.
So change that from a spot on the foul penalty.
Yes.
And here's Baker. He throws incomplete, and there's a flag on that one. And let's see what that one is.
That was a late flag, too.
It came out after the pass was already incomplete. Let's see what this one is. Holding against St. Francis. So that will move the ball forward for Canisius.
And that will be a first down right there.
So suddenly, St. Francis has had a few breakdowns in the penalty department. So that'll take the ball out to the 35-yard line for the Crusaders. Canisius still looking for their first points of the game. 1:17 to go in the third quarter. 12-0 St. Francis. Baker throws, caught on the near side and getting out close to a first down, and I think they have the first down. Is that Filion again?
Yep, Filion, and again, Marling again on the stop right now. So two names that we've called multiple times today.
1st and 10 from the 45 for the Crusaders. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. 12-0 St. Francis. You get the feeling that Canisius has got a little bit of momentum here. Here's Baker rolling to the near side. He throws.
Out of bounds,
and he's incomplete, out of bounds on the near side. Oh, Baker under good pressure there from the Red Raiders front. Rolled to the near side, threw it, but it was incomplete. Final 36 seconds of the third quarter here. Second down and 10 for the Crusaders. Baker awaits the shotgun snap. He's got it. Rolls to the far side. Decides he's going to run, and he gets it out to about the St. Francis 47-yard line. And that'll bring up third down. And we'll see if the Crusaders will run one more play here in the quarter.
Yeah, they're gonna. They're moving here quick. They will get another playoff right here.
10 seconds to go in the quarter. Third down and 3 for Canisius. 5 seconds to go in the quarter.
Oh, Stu, those St. Francis fans are getting ready for us.
Okay, well.
They're getting ready for us, Stu.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. It's St. Francis 12, Canisius nothing. They did not get a play. And we're seeing John head over toward the St. Francis fans, and there are a lot of them. So when I get the ready sign, we'll send it down to John Simon.
Okay, ready. Go.
Looks like we're ready. Go ahead, take
Order here. The St. Francis. They're ready for the fourth quarter. 12-0 lead. We enter the final frame. But the home crowd here is looking to keep the shutout going. They want to see the guys preserve the shutout. The defense is looking to keep the goose egg on the scoreboard. You can see it. These guys are pumping louder than the Canisius side right now. So start of the fourth quarter, St. Francis defense looking to keep the shutout going. Back up to Tom and Stu. Ready for the fourth.
All right, thank you, John. You can hear the crowd noise there.
Yeah, and I think it was taken out his mic a little bit because of the crowd mic, but no doubt big right there. As you can see, we got a chance to see both of the student sections. Earlier Canisius, now St. Francis. I think that's awesome that we're trying to get the students involved more and more in these broadcasts. You know, they help make this the student, athletes that they are. They help make this such an atmosphere.
3rd and 3 for Canisius as the fourth quarter starts. Baker will keep it himself. He's got the first down and is stopped at about the St. Francis 41-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Canisius, a year ago at this time, there was no football and no fans. So in a year, we've come a long way, fortunately.
Yeah.
What a perfect night for football, too. Crisp, clear autumn night. It was about 50 degrees when I was driving out here. Probably temperature never goes up at night here in Western New York, so probably a few degrees cooler. And Baker throws. Incomplete on the far side. I actually thought somebody on that Crusaders offensive line flinched just a bit, but there was no flag, so I guess they didn't move. Second and 10. 11:20 to play in the fourth quarter. And now Canisius coming back to the line of scrimmage. Here's Baker. Back to pass. He throws, and it is incomplete. Great defensive play. The wide receiver had it in his hands and got popped.
It was Clark.
Couldn't hang on to the ball. Kimbo Clark knocking it away. A great defensive play there by Kamal Clark. What a play. Because that was completed for a first down and
more.
popped.
And he really, perfect timing. Everything about that was perfect right there. It was a great throw by Baker. Great catch right there. And then Clark breaks it up. All of it hit. Perfect play. That's a big time play right there by everybody.
And the Crusaders come back to the line of scrimmage. Down marker on the far side says third down. With every passing second, that clock gets bigger and bigger. Huge defensive play. Now Baker's going to throw it again. Same general area, incomplete. And that too will stop the clock, and that will bring up a fourth down for the Crusaders.
So, Stu, here's my question I throw at you, right? You now see two of these teams go on. If St. Francis holds on, do you rank them number one in Western New York?
Well, you're the ranking guy.
I'm asking you, Stu.
Well, I really can't. I haven't seen Jamestown, Orchard Park, or Clarence.
Well, Orchard Park is they won't even be in the rankings,
Okay.
I think, this
well, I haven't
week,
seen
so.
Lancaster, haven't seen Clarence.
Bennett would be your other one.
I haven't
Yep.
seen enough teams to give you a good, fair answer. And down, Baker escapes. There's a flag on the play. Baker somehow escaped, and he's brought down on the far
That's gonna be
side.
a
That might have been
second
a
one.
horse collar on the far side, but there's one flag at about the 48, 49-yard line.
And that's going to be right now there is going to be on the helmet, as you can see. That's already going to be a 15-yarder right there.
So that's on St. Francis for helmet-to-helmet contact?
No, he grabbed the helmet.
He
is what
grabbed
it
the
was,
helmet,
yeah.
all right. So they would, holding on the helmet. That's against St. Francis. And we'll see how this impact. That was a fourth down play. They had Baker. The flag came out early. No doubt that that's a penalty. The officials were right on top of that one. And now we'll see where the ball is spotted. And boy, oh boy, Tom, we went from a relatively clean first half to an awful lot of penalties here in the second half. So there's Mike Binkowski.
See, I would think this is going to go right from the line of scrimmage. So this is an automatic. This will be a first down, a 15-yarder from there. Not where the play ended. Is where the original. So they're doing it from where the play ended.
Well, that's a huge first down. I mean, it keeps that drive alive.
No,
It'll
no,
be
it's still fourth down.
Fourth and one, okay. I thought you said it first down, okay.
Well, no. Well, because I thought they were going to go from the original line of scrimmage on that one.
So it's 4th and 1.
They took that 15-yarder from where that play ended. I thought it was going to go from the line of scrimmage is where that should have gone from.
Well, either way, Canisius will get a second crack at this fourth down conversion. St. Francis had him stopped until the penalty. And you see Mike Binkowski make the signal. So, another huge penalty in this game. 4th down for the Crusaders. They're at about the 32-yard line of St. Francis. And now the crowd getting into it a little bit more. Baker takes the snap. He's going to run it himself, and he apparently has the first down for Canisius. And there it is, a first down. So that penalty, very costly for St. Francis, as Canisius gets the first down and the drive continues.
I mean, that would have been a good 5-6 yard loss right there, right? If that play doesn't happen.
Yes. Would have been a big loss, and more importantly, the 4th down stop and a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 now for the Crusaders. Baker throws, incomplete, and there's a flag, and that's probably interference on St. Francis. I'm guessing that's pass interference on St. Francis. He tried to jump the route and hit the receiver.
Yep, that would be my guess too.
But once again, another flag. In some ways, Tom, you and I did a holding on Canisius.
And passing
both.
interference.
So they offset. Okay. In some ways, this penalty-wise, this mirrors the Maritime game you and I did last week. Not a lot of penalties in the first half, all kinds of penalties in the second.
So, Stu, I don't know if you could see it. Look into the lights. The rain has begun right here. It's like a misty rain is what it is right now. So that ball could get slick. You wonder if weather could come into play in the last 10 minutes.
The great equalizer, the rain, has started. Very typical fall night in Western New York. Now Baker back to pass. He's under pressure. He throws, and it's caught. And about a 5-yard gain there after the catch. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Real quick, so just so you can see. See, it's raining. You can see it, right? Just wanted to give everybody a look,
no, it's
right?
coming
you
down
can
pretty
see
good. You can see it now. It's really coming down.
From our back camera, you could, but I wanted everybody just to see the camera view so you saw it out in the field.
And here's Baker. Pump fakes. Now he's going to run on the far side and brought down at about somewhere near the 20-yard line. As the rain continues to fall, coming down pretty good now.
It looks like the students already had enough, huh? Look at the student section. They're clearing out right now.
Yeah, they don't make student sections like they used to.
Yeah, usually the shirts would start coming off, right? You can say start chanting up and everything, but no, they had enough already.
3rd down for Canisius. And here's Baker. Going to take it himself. He's brought down in the backfield. No gain there, and he'll bring up another 4th down. So the St. Francis defense standing firm one more time. And another big 4th down as the rain is really now coming down hard. 8:57 and counting to go in the 4th quarter. 12-0 St. Francis. And now with that rain coming down, it makes the snap, the handoff, everything becomes a little bit more dicey.
Yep.
No domes for high school football. You got to play in the elements. And it is pouring. Baker awaits that shotgun snap. He's got it. And he looks like he's got a first down, too. First down, Canisius. The drive continues.
First down.
Baker's been a huge part of this drive. He's kind of putting the team on his back and carrying them. And we'll see how far he can carry them.
It looks like they just entered the red zone right here, right? The area where both teams have struggled to put points on the board.
I think tonight we should call it the danger zone. The rain really coming down now. Baker throws, caught on the far side, and knocked out of bounds, just short of the first down, as Canisius will continue this drive.
The umbrellas, look, we got a row of umbrellas right in front of us. They've all gone up.
Yeah, we got some people streaming toward the exits. We're not going anywhere. Stay with us. 2nd down on the far side, says the down marker. Baker to throw. Almost intercepted, knocked down at the goal line. That one should have been picked off, hit him right in the hands. Clark. And he had running room if he caught it.
That's twice by St. Francis we've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Remember, we saw it earlier.
Yep.
What was it, Roseboro that
It was
had the
Roseboro.
opportunity?
It was Roseboro.
Yep.
The first time, that time was Clark. Now it's third down. And I think Clark really knew that had he been able to hang on to it, he had some space. And there's a handoff and a short gain and a first down. Should make it 1st and goal at about the 8-yard line. Actually, it's further along than that. Looks like it's closer to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Crusaders. Baker throws to the near side, incomplete. Another good defensive play there by the Red Raiders for on the incomplete pass. And that's our man,
Baker's pass incomplete.
Hayden Marling again.
Hayden Marling.
Oh boy, look at that rain now, Tom. Pouring. Glad we're up here instead of out in the elements.
Yeah, I won't lie with you, Stu. I agree with you on that one.
I knew you would. 2nd and goal for the Crusaders. 7:14 to play, 4th quarter, 12-0 St. Francis. Here's Baker. He's going to keep that one himself, barreling forward, and he appears to be stopped short of the goal line, and he'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Somebody's down right now.
Yeah, it's a St. Francis player, and I can't see who it is, and hopefully he's okay.
Timeout for injury.
An injury timeout.
He's getting up, so that's a quick
Okay,
get up. So
well, that's good.
Scott too.
Jimmy Scott, not a player that they want to lose, and he's already missed a couple of games with an injury earlier this season. And of course, he does have that really bright future at the University of Pittsburgh. So
no doubt,
you never want to see anybody injured.
So he's got to come off just because of the injury right there.
So it's 3rd and goal for Canisius. The Crusaders desperately trying to punch this one in as they trail 12-0 with 6:59 to play in the 4th quarter. Baker will go under center this time. And he will hand it off and barreling forward. Touchdown, Canisius. We got a game, Tom. It's 12-6. Kareem Hathcock perhaps on the touchdown. Maybe Thomas.
It's hard. We're still in the mix right now. Tough to see. They haven't even gotten up.
Well, either way, it's a touchdown, and it's a 12-6 game. St. Francis leading with 6:41 to play in the 4th quarter. Penalties have hurt both teams. And Alec Reynolds Michael Doctor rather, is going to kick the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good, and it's a 12-7 game. It was Alec Reynolds kicking the extra point as the rain slows down just a bit, which is a good thing. 12-7, St. Francis leads this one with 6:41 to play in the 4th quarter. You're watching high school football on Western New York Athletics. So Canisius will kick off. They will kick it deep. Oh, off the hands of the return man, and fortunately through the end zone for a touchback. Risky play there. Unfortunately, went off his hands and out of the end zone.
The minute that crosses the line, though, right, it automatically stops. So at least he didn't have to worry about that.
So a huge drive here for St. Francis. 6:40 to play in the fourth quarter. St. Francis leads this one 12-7. So in a perfect world, Jerry Smith's guys want to drive down the field in a time-consuming drive and add points. Something tells me we were going to see a lot more interesting things in this game as the rain continues to come down. Maybe a short shower, according to the folks here in the press box. But we'll see. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Otremba hands it off, and coming to the near side and falling forward for about 4 yards is Ricardo Kidd.
So, Stu, we got John in the booth with us right now. Let's find out what he saw down there. When the weather happened, what is he seeing, what he saw down on the field? So, John, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Just a quick change in a matter of 10 minutes, really. The elements out there have changed drastically, Tom and Stu. I mean, just nice tonight. It was a beautiful night. It was a little chilly, but no wind, no rain up until the last 10 minutes. And now if you're kind of the Canisius side, you got to be worried about if you get the ball back, how much is this going to affect your ability to throw or if you're going to have to keep it on the ground.
2nd down for St. Francis. And there's the handoff. And Kidd battling hard for yards. He's got a couple. Big 3rd down. A huge 3rd down here. Wow, every down now magnified for both teams.
So, Stu, one more question I have for John here while we got him. John, remember during the halftime show I said, was the extra points going to come into play in this one, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing for Canisius. All they need is 6 right now. They don't have to worry about kicking or getting the 2 points if they get the ball back. Still down 12-7 here. That extra point could come into play here in the final minutes.
3rd down, big 3rd down here for St. Francis. Empty backfield for Otremba. And we got whistles now. And a timeout taken. Canisius taking that timeout, apparently? Huh. Well.
So let's kick it back to John. He's got one more thing
All right,
he saw
ahead,
out there
John.
in the field.
So I just want to mention, if Canisius, gets the ball back, still down 5 here, and they manage to score, one thing that's going to come back to haunt St. Francis was the dropped interception by Kamal Clark on that last drive. Canisius scored just a play or two right after that. And Jerry Smith on the sideline, he was irate. Like, I've never seen a coach be that upset about his defender knocking down a pass for an incomplete. He was like, you got to grab that and you got to take it for 6. But that's where the rain comes into play. That's when it started raining. The ball was a little bit wetter. And maybe Clark figured, hey, I don't know if I can get a clean handle on this. It's safer to just knock it down. But that dropped possible interception may come back to haunt St. Francis.
Well, that was one of 2 dropped interceptions. Yeah. But that one, it looked like it hit him right in the hands. All right, here we go. 3rd down for the Red Raiders. 3rd and about 7. They're inside they're right at the 26-yard line, their own 26. 5:11 to go, 4th quarter. Otremba hands it off and running hard, but I don't think he's going to get there. Well, St. Francis says he does. We'll see where they mark forward progress. 1st down, big run there by the Red Raiders. So the 1st down is huge, and the chains move and the clock moves.
Stu, that was big. You did not want to go 3 and out right here and kick that ball back and give Canisius a chance to go down and take the lead. That is a big 1st down right there for St. Francis.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. That clock continues to tick, 4:40. Now the winner of this game is the top seed in the Monsignor Martin playoffs. Theoretically, we could be right back here in a couple of weeks. Well, these teams could be. I don't know if we will be. I'll leave that to you, Tom. Otremba hands it off. And a good run there forward by Kidd. And it'll be 2nd down. And meanwhile, that clock ticks.
I think when we get a second, I'm going to throw that same question I threw at you at John, right? See what he thinks about if Francis holds on and win this game, do you rank them number 1 in Western New York?
Well, we'll see what John thinks about that.
Let's go to him real quick. We can go to him right now as we got a little break right here. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that they wouldn't be. I mean, you knock off Canisius at home. I mean, like both coaches said, this is their top opponent that they play in the area, and it's hard to argue that. I mean, you can make a case for Jamestown. Maritime has played these teams, so yeah, I think it's safe to say the winner of this is the number 1 team in the area.
And there's a handoff, and barreling forward and getting some good, tough yards once again is Kidd. And so I guess the way to put it, and I got to give Dennis Thoreau a little credit for this, you knock off the number 1 team, you are the number 1 team. So I can't take credit for that when he texted me, but I think all three of you are correct. And boy, oh boy,
I'm going to tell you, and again, I'm having fun with it, right? Obviously, we are. But I will say, the team that right now has got a claim right now saying is, wait a second, Bennett saying, hey, we deserve to be in the conversation.
Big third down here for St. Francis. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And somebody move. We'll see which way it goes. St. Francis thinks, and it is offside on Canisius. A huge penalty as the Crusaders jumped offside. And that'll give St. Francis another first down, and the clock will keep running with 2:55 to play.
And I'm going to tell you, it looks like, am I correct, Canisius only has 1 timeout right now left?
That sounds correct.
So 1 timeout is all they're going to get to stop this clock right here. So this is a big set of downs right here from St. Francis that they can really almost end the game right here if they can get another first down.
2.5 to play. There's the handoff to Kidd, and he's stuffed. And it'll bring up second down. What a great night for Steve Otremba Jr. He's had a really strong game here. He's outplayed Tyler Baker.
And no doubt, this is the most we've seen him throw the ball, period, right? And he really has been effective. And then you've mixed in, right, Kidd and Clark, right, and Scott all running the ball, and it's been a great right now change of pace when you see them go back and forth.
And I can pretty much guarantee you he's done throwing the ball tonight. And there's the handoff, and once again, the Crusaders are going to stuff the running play. Let's see if they use their last timeout here with 1:38 left. Kidd carried that one too. Clock continues to roll. 1.5 minutes to play. No gain on the play. Third down here.
So like you said, right, they're going to eat up every inch of this clock is what they're going to do. See what they can do in their third down. I agree with you. I think we see a complete run right here and then punt, and they're not going to have a lot of time. But I think Canisius is holding on to that timeout for their offense.
Final minute of regulation coming up. We're now in that final minute. Otremba hands it off and breaking a tackle and running hard, really close to the first down. We got whistles that'll stop the clock as I think he might be a little short there.
Oh, no, he's not even back at the line of scrimmage.
Not even close, is he?
Yeah,
no.
It's fourth and 11.
And there's Canisius using that last timeout. So 52 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. St. Francis leading 12-7. And now with the rain, you got to hope the snap is clean and the kick is clean. And then the return man, got to start with the basics. Catch the ball if it's anywhere near you.
Yep, I mean, this is big. It really is. Just getting this punt off is big is what it is. Now, remember, for Canisius, no timeouts left. But what they do have is for every first down, the time will stop just to move the sticks. So you do get a quick time stoppage right here to be able to move the sticks and get your team set. Better get plays in quick, get them ready to go, because you do have enough time to still put points up on the board.
52 seconds left. Luke Nowak goes back to punt it. I believe that's Lamar Thomas going back deep to return the kick.
Fourth down and 11.
Thomas back at his own 20, Nowak at his own 30. There's the snap, the kick.
Blocked.
It's blocked. Blocked, recovered by the Crusaders. They came in and blocked the kick. And it was first and 10, Canisius, a special teams play. 44 seconds left on the clock. What a play by the Crusaders.
Manka recovered it right there. I saw that. Manka had the recovery, but boy, Special teams again, Stu. Unbelievable how it comes into play.
So now the Red Raiders defense will once again have to rise to the occasion. Well, they came pouring in there, and Luke Nowak had no chance at getting that ball away. None. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. 44 seconds left to play. Raining here at St. Francis. A huge shift. Canisius. 1st and 10. Here's Baker. Back to pass. Now he's going to run. He's got some running room going to the outside. He goes backwards and runs out of bounds on the far side after a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards.
And Stu, I agree. He did go backwards, but he did that to get out of bounds and stop that clock. Great play right there by Baker. 36 seconds left on the clock, and they don't have any timeouts. At some point, they're most likely going to have to take a crack at that end zone. 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen, 1 down at the bottom. 2nd down for Baker. Back to pass. He's got time. He throws toward the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Canisius takes the lead. Oh, my. Touchdown, Crusaders. It was Doctor. It was Doctor on the catch.
Michael Doctor hauls it in, and just like that, the Crusaders take a 13-12 lead with 31 seconds left to play. What a play, and suddenly Tyler Baker has brought his team all the way back to take the lead with 31 seconds left.
What else do you say but wow right there?
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable. You knew they were going to get a shot right there, took the shot for the end zone. I mean, special teams, and we said it. We knew special teams was going to come into play and was going to be the difference in this game, and it has.
So now, Canisius will go for 2, and Baker will run it in for the 2-point conversion.
What that does is keeps the field goal out of it right now.
Well, they got, well, it was 13. It should be 15.
15, yeah.
15 to 12 in favor of Canisius.
It keeps the field goal in.
Yes.
It makes you can't lose because of a field
yes.
goal. I apologize. That's how I knew what
you were saying.
I apologize.
I knew what you were saying. It's 15-12 Canisius. They just scored twice in the last 2 minutes of this game?
Yeah.
And the block punt will go down as the play of the game. Wow, a shell-shocked St. Francis team. They have to be shell-shocked after that. The touchdown, the block punt, and the touchdown.
Yeah.
Wow. So now Canisius will kick off. This will be one of those games that everyone will remember. Where were you on this night?
I'll tell you, Western New York, you are treated to a phenomenal game. Both teams have been unbelievable today. Defense, big plays, right? You've seen it all here today. What a great game this has been.
So if they kick it deep, you try a little home run throwback here? You got to do something.
Oh, well, you got 31 seconds left still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get a couple plays in here. This doesn't need to be one throw.
Nowak will kick it off. It is still raining here. 31 seconds to go. And there's the kick. It's deep and will roll out of the end zone for a touchback. So St. Francis will now look for a miracle of their own. 15-12 Canisius. St. Francis had this game in complete control.
12-0, right?
Yes.
15 unanswered right here by Canisius.
And it was 12-0 with 5 minutes left? 4 minutes?
It was 4 and change, yep.
So, and suddenly Canisius was able to punch it in for a touchdown. They blocked a punt, scored another touchdown on a great throw and catch from Baker to Doctor. And now it's Otremba's turn. Back to pass. Otremba sacked, throws it. He wasn't sacked. He was brought down as he threw it. And it's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. 26 seconds left on the clock. Now,
Stu, Baker shows on those last 2 drives why he's in right now. That race in the Conley Cup that you talked about is for Player of the Year. Showed it right there in those last 2 drives as he comes up big.
Well, if they can get into field goal range, Nowak has a big leg and he'll have a chance to tie it. Obviously, they'd prefer a touchdown to win it, but right now they would settle to get some positive yards and get that clock stopped. Here's Otremba. Back to pass. Now he's going to run it. And he's brought down, and the ball comes out. Looks like Canisius. Now the ball's out again. I thought Canisius had it. The ball came out. Let's see who's got it.
Like you called down earlier.
Let's see.
And a flag. A flag just came in.
Well, the only good thing for that, for St. Francis, is they have maintained possession, is the flag will stop the clock.
So hold on. Is this some sort of personal foul penalty, though, with the 15 yards attached to it?
Well, let's see. Did that happen after the play was actually over?
It came in after the pile. Hold on, take a look.
That's on Canisius. Is that another helmet contact?
Yeah, it looks like a helmet to helmet is what it is. You're now going to be talking about, I think we got a 15-yarder right here.
That'll bring the ball out
Penalties on the Crusaders for
beyond the St. Francis 40-yard line. Take it all the way out to the 43-yard line. 15 seconds left on the clock.
If I'm correct, the kicker has kicked a 50-yarder already this year, too, for St. Francis. So they got a kid that can kick right here. You're talking about you need another, 15 yards, you think, Stu, right now? 15, 20 yards?
I would say at least. But we'll see here. 1st and 10. Otremba back to pass. He throws. Sliding catch is made at the 40-yard line of Canisius. That'll be another first down.
No timeouts. No timeouts right here.
Ulanga caught that.
You're going to need to spike this. You're going to need to spike right now. They're setting up for the first down. Here's that timeout. Now the clock goes.
And the clock stops with 7 seconds left. They ran up to the line of scrimmage. And Jerry Smith looks like he is going to have a conversation with Mike Binkowski.
Yeah, he's looking for the clock. He wants to see what the time is right here.
Because they ran up to the line of scrimmage. The clock stopped on the first down. And somehow 2 seconds burned off the clock. Is that a face mask against Canisius? Was that the signal right there?
No, they're asking for 9 seconds to be put on the clock.
Okay. Because it looked like...
there is a flag out here.
Yeah,
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There is. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so a huge, huge penalty on Canisius puts them in field goal range and moves them all the way down, my goodness, inside the 25-yard line, right at the 25 of Canisius.
I'll tell you, in the rain, are you taking right now a shot here?
Yes.
Or you are. Even in the rain for your kicker, though, you got to get your kicker out here snapping everything to go good.
Well, if it's not complete, the clock will stop.
Okay.
So I'm taking a shot at the end zone.
No timeouts.
Nope. There's Otremba back to pass. He throws, caught on the near side, and that's Luke Reska.
Yep.
And it looks like Jerry may be taking a crack at the field goal. 7 seconds showing on the clock. Boy, this game has had everything.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't it be something to go into overtime on a field goal?
Listen, this is the game, though, that's exactly what would make this game even better, right? Unbelievable what we've seen here. So, no, they're going to go one more play here, Stu.
That's what I would do. Not that I'm a coach. They're going to take a crack at the end zone. Nope, they're going to go try to get more yards. Oh, he dropped it. Breska dropped that one. Incomplete, 4 seconds left. And Luke Nowak will come out with a chance to tie this one up and send it into overtime.
So he has missed an extra point and missed one field goal already today. He's due. I'm telling you, he's due, and this is the time to do it right now. All was forgotten with a kick right here, Stu.
So the ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line, making this a 38-yard field goal try. There's the snap. It's high. The kick is up. And it is good. And we're tied at 15. Luke Nowak puts it through the uprights. And we'll play some more football as the clock shows 0. All tied up at 15 apiece. What a game.
Western New York, you got a treat today right here. Wow, what a game we got right here.
I almost hate to ask this question, but what else can happen? My goodness, a field goal by Luke Nowak on the final play of the game to tie it and send this one into overtime. And Tom, I can't stress enough how big a role penalties on both teams have played in this game. That last drive, how many yards and penalties did St. Francis get from Canisius?
Penalties and special teams.
Yeah,
right?
no
Think
doubt.
about it. You've got the block field goal and then the made field goal. No, I'm sorry, not the block punt and then the made field goal. Right there just shows how much special teams has come into play. But, boy, we have just got an incredible game right here. And you can just see both teams, I mean, just full of excitement. And we're going to see where they're going to come right out to midfield again for the flips. But, boy, folks, I'm telling you, this has been a game for the ages right here. What a game is. Now you're going to get down where we get to see the, go to the 25, I think it is, 25-yard lines. And now you get the chance to see, what you've got in the red zone, which has been very, very interesting all day.
Oh, my. What a game. St. Francis was in complete control till late in the fourth quarter. Canisius came roaring back, took a 15-12 lead, and then St. Francis ties it up.
Stu, let's go to John. Let's get John's thoughts in on this. So, John, I mean, what a game.
Yeah, and I mean, you just talked about it, Tom. The two main points of this game have been the special teams and the penalties. And correct me if I'm wrong, but St. Francis earlier in this game, they missed a field goal, but then got a first down because Canisius took a penalty for roughing the kicker, and
That's
that led
right.
to St. Francis' second score.
Yeah, you're right.
So talk about that big penalty and then the series of penalties that Canisius just took on this last drive. I mean, look, not for nothing. Canisius was down and out in this game, down 12-0 going into the fourth. They scored 15 in a row to take the lead. So really they were in a position that they likely shouldn't have been in, but that miracle comeback got them there. But just like you said, those penalties that they took on that missed field goal earlier in the game and then on that final drive, that could be the deciding factor for this Canisius team, despite all that they've done to come back in this game. But like you said, it's overtime. Teams are working inside the red zones now, inside the 25, and that's where the Canisius defense thrived in the first quarter. Got an interception, got a stop on fourth down. We'll see if they can, get back to that rhythm that they had here in overtime.
Well, the rain is picked up again. St. Francis will get the ball first at the Canisius 20-yard line. And we'll see what happens here as we're in overtime. Otremba back to pass. He throws. Caught. Touchdown.
They gave it to him.
Touchdown St. Francis on the very first play. And the Red Raiders take a 21-15 lead. What a play. Great catch, diving into the end zone.
Like you said, we've had it all.
And now we just have more.
So it was 29 on the catch. That was Lawrence again. The freshman comes up big in overtime.
Hey, Ryan Lawrence, and now they'll try and kick the extra point. The snap, the kick, and it's good. And it's a 22-15 game in favor of St. Francis. And we'll see if Canisius can answer on one play. Touchdown, how about that? Ryan Lawrence. Maybe the biggest catch of his young career. He had a big catch early in the game, but this one's a little bit bigger.
Boy, imagine what it's like going to school as a freshman with a catch like that here at St. Francis. Oh, John, let's bring in John quick.
Just was going to add to that, just heard from the guys in the press box, he was just called up from JV on Monday. So not even a week on varsity, not even a full week, has the go-ahead touchdown here in overtime. That's your storyline now.
And that is a great story, and now Canisius will try to answer as they get the ball at the 20-yard line. Didn't take St. Francis long to get into that end zone and retake the lead.
He's going to have that chest out, no doubt, on Monday, I'll tell you that.
Great throw by Otremba, great play by Lawrence. And now will Baker and the Crusaders be able to answer? Baker throws on the far side. That's caught and tackled almost immediately. And it'll bring up second down.
Boy, are you shocked, Stu, the coming out throwing by both teams early on, especially in the rain, coming out not worried about a thing. Boy, both teams attacking with the pass right now.
No, I'm not shocked. since you asked. Well, they got quarterbacks who can throw it. Baker hands it off, and the running back is buried for a couple of yards loss. They'll bring up 3rd down. So St. Francis making a huge defensive play. And it'll be 3rd down. Jimmy Scott, big play there.
He was the first one in on that. You saw that hit.
3rd down now. St. Francis trying to win it in the first overtime. About a 4-yard loss. 3rd down here. Red Raiders scored in the first play of overtime. Canisius trying to answer. Baker bobbles the ball. He's in trouble. He gets the throw away, and it's incomplete on the far side. So there's that wet ball maybe coming into play. And now it's come down to this. 4th down for Canisius. Timeout taken by Canisius. Well, what are they gonna try to? They gotta try to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. It's 4th down, so it's either a touchdown or the game is over. And
well, no, they can get a 1st down.
Yes, they can. So we'll see. 4th down. 22-15, St. Francis. The St. Francis defense has made big plays all night long. And we'll see if they have one more in them. If they can stop them short of the 1st down, they win. We're in overtime. 22-15, St. Francis. This game has had just about everything. St. Francis led most of the way to the final 4 minutes, I think, of the 4th quarter. Canisius scored twice to take the lead, and St. Francis answered with a long field goal from Luke Nowak on the final play of regulation. And here we go now, 4th down for Canisius, trailing 22-15 in overtime. Tyler Baker awaits the shotgun snap. Baker has the snap. Back to pass. He throws over the middle. Incomplete. The game is over. And St. Francis wins it in overtime, 22-15. And listen to the celebration and watch those St. Francis players celebrate on their home turf. What a game. And maybe we have a new number 1 in Western New York.
That's going to be the question right there, Stu, right? How does everybody look at this game? But I'm going to tell you, you just had 2 of the best teams go head-to-head against each other. It comes down to overtime. You just saw one of the best games here that you could have asked for. Very rarely does that, when you say this is the game we've been waiting for 8 weeks. This is the game. This is it. Does it come up and actually be a game just like this was? Unbelievable.
Well, another way of saying is most games never live up to the hype. Yeah, this one lived up, and he actually exceeded it as the players shake hands at the 50-yard line. All these kids know each other. They've played all sports against each other, and it's just a fabulous, fabulous game. John, you got a final observation?
I think just the big thing, 2 gutsy calls tonight by St. Francis and Jerry Smith. That onside kick at the start of the second half, the start of the 3rd quarter, gets them the ball, they go down, score, get the 2-score lead. And then start of overtime, you dial up that 25-yard pass play of the end zone, hit Canisius right in the stomach on the first play, immediately put the pressure on the Crusaders to tie up the game and keep it going. Just real gutsy play call by St. Francis tonight. They do a good job weathering the storm of that Canisius comeback, and I mean, what a preview now to what is likely going to be the Monsignor Martin championship game in a couple weeks. Don't want to take anything away from St. Joe's. Don't want to assume anything. But that first-round matchup between them and Canisius likely going to be a Crusader victory. I think we see these 2 teams right back here in a couple weeks, like you said earlier, Steve.
Well, my question would be, how can you top this one? I mean, this was a fabulous game. And the one thing I will say, and I talk about it every week, Tom, as you know from doing games, penalties. You just can't have them. I mean, look at all the yards St. Francis got on the field goal drive that tied the game. So a fabulous, fabulous game. And we want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Great job, John Simon, Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Jake Harford, Russ Battaglia, and let's not forget Francis Beck. So the final score from St. Francis, the Red Raiders of St. Francis in overtime beat Canisius 22-15. I'm Stu Boyer. Have a good night, everybody.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Being home.